Here we
Has
go.
anybody? I'm reading a book called Radical Forgiveness that talks a lot about that. That we create everything.
Yes, we're so powerful. So thank you so much for joining me today, November 5th, for Tantra and Conscious Sex 101 Introduction, where I'm going to share with you some principles about Tantra, because a lot of people don't understand. They think it only has to do with sex, which, yes, it's wonderful when you integrate it into your sexual life. However, we can live tantrically, we can live whole, embracing everything that we feel in the moment. And a lot of us are living, stuffing down our feelings, our emotions based on how we were raised, or some of us don't even feel comfortable to feel. And I know because I suppressed a lot of my emotions for many, many years, holding shame and guilt. And I lived disconnected most of my life. And I know what it feels like to live that way and then to live feeling everything. And yes, it's a perk. And at the same time, it behooves us to know how to flow our emotions and process and the energies so that we don't feel overwhelmed, especially so much is going on in the world. So we're going to review how to process and release. And we're going to also together expand our sexual energy. Depending on how comfortable of a container we create, you're going to
Good.
move more this energy and connect to it. And I'm really grateful that we are here. So thank you and welcome. And what I would love to begin today is just for us to take a moment to close our eyes right now. We're going to hand over our chest and the other hand over our gut. So this is what we're doing. I'm just going to show hand over the chest and hand over the belly. And an aspect of Tantra is to live embracing every feeling, everything that comes up for you, to allow it to come up for you. So we're going to breathe as though we have lungs in our legs, and we're going to imagine that we have the ability to inflate our legs. So just closing your eyes, feeling your feet, your legs, and we're going to breathe down into our legs. And exhaling, bring all of our awareness, attention down to our legs. Check in with your feet, your legs. How do your feet feel? How do your legs feel? We're going to move our awareness, our attention to our hips and our genitals. Inhaling deeply. Inhaling into your low back. And you're going to travel your awareness to your gut, to your belly. Inhaling into your abdominal area. And then exhaling. And you're going to notice how you feel in your heart, in your gut. Noticing what is alive in me right now? What's alive in me right now? What's coming up for me? How does my body feel? How do I feel as I'm sitting here, following my breath into my body? Are there any emotions that I'm feeling? How's my energy levels? Hi, welcome. We're just checking in, so you can put your hand over your heart, over your tummy, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and notice, how do I feel right now in my body as I breathe deeply? How's my body feeling? Do I have any soreness anywhere? Do my muscles feel tired? Do they feel energized? Do I feel sore anywhere? And you can put your hands wherever. So my shoulders are saying, I do feel something there. And the thing is that when you identify it as, for example, I feel tension, I feel pain, when you say that, you're actually making it more real. So you can just have sensations. what's alive in me right now? What sensations do I feel? And where would it feel comfortable to place my hands? So rather than make yourself more solid and concrete by saying that you're tense, that makes you more tense by saying it, because your words are powerful. So you could just say, what's alive in me right now? What sensations am I feeling right now? Welcome, goddess. And you can put your hand there and just breathe in there. So does anybody feel some sensations in their shoulders or neck?
Yes.
So you can put your hand there and you can close your eyes and you can breathe awareness wherever you're feeling those sensations that are calling your attention. Comfort yourself there. And you can invite a discovery of, how would I like to move that part? Does it want me to move in different ways? What's it asking me to more? And just notice what comes up for you. What's alive in me right now? What do I feel right now? How are these sensations coming up for me? Are there parts that are calling my attention? And you're welcoming all of it. We don't avoid in Tantra. We go right into it and we embrace it. So, Whitney, that's Whitney. Hi. Whitney's in Georgia, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Can you see me?
Yes. And Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining. I just met Lauren on Sunday, and I'm so happy we got to do Tantra Field together. How did you like it, Lauren? How was that experience for you, if you don't mind sharing?
It was really like relaxing and peaceful and sometimes uncomfortable. It was a good experience.
Beautiful. So what we just did was we checked in with our body. We went inside, closed our eyes, and we brought our awareness to our legs. How are my legs feeling? So for example, for sexual trauma healing, you could literally put your hands over your vagina. We can do that right now, actually. I'm just going to show you here. Let me get up higher. I won't pull my pants down, I promise. So you put your hand over your genitals and you're literally going to imagine that you're breathing awareness there. So when I inhale down, when you inhale with your diaphragm, you're literally expanding down the vagina, the pelvic floor muscles. They actually move down. I don't know if you can notice that. When you sit, you put your hand there, and then when you diaphragm breathe and you expand, your abdomen expands and your pelvic floor expands down. Did you know that? Not cool? The abdomen and the vagina, the pelvic floor are just separated by the pubic bone, but both of them expand. So just take a moment, lean back into the chair, put your hand down there, and you can put your hand on your lower abdomen. I didn't know I'd be doing this, but this is the type of teacher I am. So lower and then lower abdomen, lower belly and pelvic floor. And take a deep breath in. So if I do this, basically my hands are gonna feel this movement away because I'm gonna expand here. That's what happens when you inhale, all the air comes in and there's this expansion everywhere. So let's close our eyes and let's just notice what do I feel when I inhale? And I have my hand in my lower abdomen and my hand over my genitals, over my pelvic floor. I'm noticing, I'm bringing all my attention where my hands are, inhaling through my nose. I'm noticing the sensations down here when I breathe awareness down into my genitals. For some of us, the genitals might be like, wow, what are you doing? We've never done this before. Whoa. Or some of us might be self-conscious and be like, I can't believe I'm doing this on a class over Zoom. What are people going to think? Who's going to watch this? Did anybody have any thoughts come up as you're doing this? Michelle's crazy. She's showing her coochie.
Nope.
So anything can come up. This is totally probably different, right?
I do
And
pelvic floor therapy, so yeah.
What?
I do pelvic floor therapy, so it's kind of funny.
Okay. Does anybody want to share how that felt? And we're going to do a little bit more of it. Just going into that. Are you comfortable talking about this? Does anybody feel uncomfortable? Does anybody want to share anything about it?
I feel uncomfortable because my son. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. No, I said I feel uncomfortable because my son has not fallen asleep yet. So he's like, what are you doing? So it makes me feel a little self-conscious.
Oh my God, that's so
But I can feel the energy there. Like it feels like there's something there. So it's like an awakening.
So wherever we put our hand, wherever we place our attention, we're actually moving in that direction energetically, and the mind is going to that part of the body. So something more than ever that I realize is how wherever our attention goes, energy flows. And it's not just touching your body. Wow, I'm more present to my arm. Ooh, I feel that. It's I really want to get this new property. I want to purchase this new home. I would like to have this new relationship. I would like to have, finish my degree, or whatever it is that you're intending. Wherever we focus our attention, we're bringing more of that into our field. And so this is where we want to very much be conscious of the words that we're using and how we're thinking about what we are experiencing and the interpretations. And so I could just be the witness of the sensations that are arising in me, and that's it. And I don't have to make oh my God, am I not feeling enough? Or, oh, is that tension? Is that pain? Is that? And then we start to identify it. So we're actually making it more real. And this is something that in Tantra is just about, what's that aliveness in you? What are you sensing? Okay, great. There it is. And there it goes. And there it flows. And we just keep moving and keep flowing, rather than, oh my God, my back is killing me. Or, oh, did you know that my back's been hurting me for 3 years? So the more we're identifying it, putting words to it, we're making ourselves more solid, the identity of whatever we think we are, when in reality, we're so dynamic. We're constantly shifting. And even myself, I weighed myself this morning, and I weighed 3 pounds lighter than I did, I think, 2 days ago. Or I've been going to exercise. I've actually been doing Feel, the fitness of Feel, FE:AL. And Luigi's been training me, and it's a different way of exercising where your whole body and your mind, your wholeness is involved in your weight training. Rather than just your elbow doing weights, you have to balance, and you have to coordinate your whole body. So I feel my abs, I feel just everything is working out. And I'm also creating my body differently. And I feel it's amazing how you have to be engaged in the whole workout. You can't just read a book or a magazine or watch TV while you're doing it. So it's a different way you're really showing up. It's very tantric, because Tantra is all about fully being present in that moment. And so we can focus on our body as a way of raising our energy. But there's no judgment there. It's just, let me feel. What's there? What's alive in me? What are the sensations? It's not about criticizing, judging, or analyzing yourself in that moment. Does that
How
make
do you not do that?
Because you practice being the witness, being the observer, like the video camera. The video camera just videos So we can become video cameras and we're just watching and videoing. The video
Without
camera
the,
doesn't stop what we're recording and say, oh my God, this is so stupid. I don't want to record. Can you imagine your video camera can talk to you and it's like, oh my God, are you for real? We are recording
oh,
this.
my glasses.
Isn't that funny? So we can live as the witness of the sensation because that is what we truly are. If you have ever heard Deepak Chopra's work, he's really, really big advocate on developing that witness consciousness. This is what we truly are, is just simply the witness, the observer of the sensations. So the minute we categorize or we put a name on it, we're actually making ourselves more dense, more physical, and we're really truly energetic beings.
Yeah.
So this is where we begin today. And I would love it if we take a moment, if anybody wants to share what their intention is for joining the class, if there's anything specific that you want me to go over today. I like for these to be very organic, and any questions you have that you're too scared to ask anybody else but me, because I'll talk about it, let me know. You know, this is your chance, and thank you so much for taking the risk to be vulnerable in this group call, because it takes a lot of courage to speak out. So if you're a person that doesn't like to speak out in this beautiful safe container that we have right now. Take that risk. Or if you want to expand in a different way and you've been holding yourself back, speak up, because now's your chance to just work through that through this call. So does anybody want to share first their name, what you want to get out of this time together, and if there's anything specific that you want to know related to Tantra and conscious sex, or anything else that's showing up, coming up for you?
I'd like to know, I guess I'm curious to see what is conscious sex, if that is something that I'm having or that I can have in the future.
Yes. Okay, beautiful. So I'll go ahead and answer that. So conscious sex means that when we're making love, we are totally present in the moment and allowing all the sensations to come up for us. So sometimes when we're orgasming, for example, or maybe when we're intimate with someone, we maybe have a hard time looking into their eyes, or they have a hard time looking into our eyes, and we disconnect. Maybe we'll turn around and do it from the doggy style, or not want to have that intimacy because it's too scary, or we're having feelings of fear. So in conscious sex, you could voice how you're feeling. You know, this is alive in me right now. Fear is alive in me right now. I'm excited and I'm nervous and I'm scared. And I really want to continue to open up and look into your eyes, but I'm feeling like I want to pull away. So conscious sex would be actually speaking that. And for example, I've had clients in the past that have said, that men have said something like, I can't tell if you're enjoying this or if you're in pain. And so that woman, she was very much in pain, but she didn't want the guy to think that there was something wrong with her. So she just acted like she was happy. So that's not conscious sex. That's sex where the person is not really being
Present.
authentic and present to what's really showing up. So for example, if we objectify, if we just want to have sex and get off on a person, that's not conscious sex, unless you're consciously doing that. But a lot of times we're using sex sometimes as a drug. You know, we have to get that fix of oxytocin, or we want to get those endorphins. And so that's not conscious. That conscious would be, I really don't care for you. I just want to have sex because I'm really lonely or needy, or I'm feeling this void inside me. That would be conscious sex. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
So how does that affect orgasm? Well, if I'm disconnected from myself and I'm just using a body to get off on it, my ability to orgasm, depending on like what kind of an orgasm, a whole body orgasm is usually a result of an openness, a flow of energy, as opposed to like a lower chakra from the waist down orgasm, which is more the physical. There's a difference with making love physically, where it's like pounding and you need all this stimulation physically, as opposed to an energetic conscious lovemaking where it's more energetic, where it's more about feeling the energy, the flow between both of you. And it's something that you don't need so much stimulation
Yeah.
because you're already energetically connected, energized. And after making conscious sex, you usually feel more energized as opposed to the 3D physical only sex where we usually feel drained or exhausted or we need to take a nap. Does that make
So
sense?
I have a question. So let's say that you're able to achieve the conscious sex. What about if your partner is in his head or doing something else? How does that affect the whole dynamic?
Well, ideally, I mean, we're connecting with people that are both coming in the ideal world, right? We're choosing partners that are also present. And we tend to attract what we are. So you can look at whatever your partner is that you're attracting as feedback for where you're at. And with that person, for example, eye gazing, just looking into their eyes, you could say something like, can we connect before we get, you know, and just, or look at them and you could be right in front of them, just sit in front of them and smile and engage with them, you know, be present with them. Massaging each other is really nice. There's this exercise in Tantra where both couples are facing each other and one person closes their eyes and the other person is just caressing them and paying attention to them and using touch. And then the other one would be to smell that person. So you're using your different senses, the sense of touch, sense of smell, so you can smell your partner. And another one would be like you can blow on their body. You can, so touch, blowing, kissing, smelling. You can lick your partner, taste their neck, taste the side of their, you know, whatever you want to taste. and have an exercise where you're exploring your partner through your senses. And how does that make you feel? So ideally, we're with someone that we want to smell, we want to taste, right? That we want to explore. And so your body's getting these different experiences where you're not just a person, but you're a different smell, touch. You see what I mean? So it's expanding your awareness of that person through the senses. And that's a fun way to get people to engage with each other. A lot of times when someone is not conscious and present, it's because they're too much in their head. So how do you get somebody out of their head? You can breathe together. That's another one. So you're just sitting in front of each other and you can do conscious breathing together. There's different ways to get out of our head and into our bodies. And massage, breathing, the senses, all of those bring us, just even hugging, heart hugs. I think most of you have had a heart hug from me, right? I get my side of my chest on your left side, and I'm holding you and hugging you and breathing. So that's a way of getting more present. And maybe even saying, you know, what's coming up for you right now before we connect? Is there something lingering from work? You know, is there something that's on your mind? You can just listen. Anybody want to comment about that? Does that answer? Yeah. Any other questions? And I just have somebody I think that's trying to hold on 1 second. Somebody look around. I'm just gonna hi.
Hi.
So does anybody want to share anything else? Any other questions? Was there something else coming up that you wanted to know or ask? And I have some of this trying to get my attention here. Hold on. Okay.
I guess for me, it's more like self-love, not necessarily partner love. So I'm
Well,
trying to figure out how to love like myself
okay.
with everything, like my thoughts, my body, and just remotivate myself. I just felt like I just became like a mom and kind of forgot about myself.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to relearn loving myself.
Mm. So,
So do you think that this class would help that?
yes, of course, because we begin within. That's where with the Conscious Sex 101 Masterclass that's coming up. I don't know if you all know about that one. December 3rd, I have an 8-week masterclass that I'm starting that we're going to do 8 different themes, 8 different lessons. So the very first one is honoring ourselves and committing to ourselves, because what we attract is what we are. Did you all know that basically whatever comes in is what you are? So the field of energy that you're emitting is coming right back at you. And this is a part where gratitude is a big part of this program. Just being grateful. While you're washing the dishes, you could be grateful for the water that's running through your faucet. When you're in the bathroom, you could be grateful for the toilet paper that you have. When you're going to bed, you could be grateful for your mattress. And so the energy of gratefulness is a very healing energy. It's a very light energy. And that's a very important aspect, I feel, for self-love. And when we talk about self-love means I accept myself. That means I am present. When you're present and you're here, that is one of the most loving things you could do. If you're constantly worrying and analyzing and criticizing and judging and worrying about the future, you're causing your body to have more cortisol, more stress hormone. The cortisol stress hormone is not the love hormone. That hormone is only for when we have emergencies and we need to protect ourselves for safety reasons, right? So oxytocin is the love hormone. So if you want to be more in love, then you would want to do things that are going to secrete more oxytocin. So oxytocin is the healing hormone. That's the focusing hormone, connection hormone, bonding hormone. So basically, having healthy relationship with yourself means being accepting of yourself, being embracing all of who you are. Feeling everything is a way of loving yourself. When you disconnect from your emotions or you do not want to face your feelings, you're hurting yourself actually. You're cutting yourself off of your true self. That is not love hormone. So love is, I'm going to feel everything. I'm vulnerable. I'm going to show up even if it's uncomfortable. And you're also not depending on others for the love. You are the love. You are love, and not, that person doesn't love me, so therefore I'm going to be unhappy. That's not loving yourself. Loving yourself is self-care. Having moments in your life where you're actually nurturing yourself. So what kinds of things are you doing now to nurture yourself, nurture your mind by, like, for example, prayer and meditation are ways of showing love to yourself, because meditation and prayer cause your mind to be quiet and so that you could be present. And when you are peaceful, you're emitting more of that love hormone. Forgiveness is another one, that if you resent somebody or if you're bitter about something that happened in the past and you're still holding on to that, that is not a form of self-love. Resentment, bitterness, anger, jealousy, all of those are not going to help you feel more loving. And another form of self-love is paying attention to what your body's telling you. So literally spending time touching yourself, feel your heart. What does Shantae really desire? What does Shantae really want to do? And really showing up honestly and authentically for your own true heart's desires. Does anybody here do things more out of obligation or guilt? Or do you actually spend time asking yourself, what are my standards? What is my wishes? What are my true desires? How many of us really are advocates for ourselves?
A lot of guilt. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of guilt. I actually started a gratitude journal, so I'm really trying to work on the forgiveness part and just being grateful for where I am. Like where I am now is okay. So I guess I'm just trying to work through that right now.
And the thing is, do you ever get upset with yourself because you haven't really forgiven and you want to forgive, and then you're not happy with yourself because you haven't forgiven? Does this make sense?
Yes.
So there's
Yeah.
a difference between what I want to be and what I am right now in this moment that's alive in me right now. And so a part of our healing is to take a pillow. If any of you want to forgive anyone, we're going to do this right now. We're just going to do it because it's alive in us right now, right? And the pillow is yourself. And you're going to get in touch. You're going to ask yourself. And if you don't have a pillow, just hug yourself. If you can, I recommend the pillow though, because you have receptors of oxytocin on your chest and your abdomen. So putting something against your chest and abdomen, it feels so good. It just makes you feel more cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's your pillow, Allie?
I gotta go get it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wait. And somebody here is wanting to.
I love this because I love my pillow. And they're fresh sheets. Yay.
I love fresh streets.
Oh, isn't it the best? My housekeeper is here today.
So we're going to take a moment right now. This is ultimate self-love, Shantae. Are you ready for this?
I love it.
I'm ready.
So we're going to ask ourselves, we're going to close our eyes. If you can, lean back. And if you want, you can lay down, okay? Because I'm just going to guide you. You're going to ask yourself, do we want to lay down or do we want to lean back? How
I
about
want to
that?
lay down.
Guys, lay down then if you can. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment to just breathe and feel if there's any part of us that we're resenting or that we're angry or that we're bitter about anything we've ever done in the past or at anyone. And you're just going to ask yourself, how am I in my forgiveness meter? Have I forgiven? Am I still resentful? Am I still bitter? Am I angry at anyone? Am I angry at myself? So you're going to do a forgiveness inventory, a check-in, okay? And let's just ask ourselves that now. And are you open to communicating clearly with your inner wisdom? Yes? So just checking in. Do I hold any hatred, any anger, any bitterness? Am I resentful towards anyone from my past? And how do I feel about myself? Is there a part in me right now that is holding in my body any resentment, any hatred, any bitterness? Is there a tightness in my heart? Is there some part of me that is still holding on to that? Inhale, inhale, inhale. And then if you do feel anything, you're just going to create a sound, a releasing, processing sound, an embracing sound. Sound could be toning or just whatever feels true for you. Did anybody have anything come up? Any frustration, any anger, bitterness, anything?
Towards myself.
It's actually always ourselves because everything's a projection.
Right.
You just laugh, hee. This is so awesome. Now I can see my life more self-growth because I'm no longer wasting time on other people.
You what? I'm sorry to hear you.
I'm more now in my life, Michelle, what's coming up for yourself? What's alive in me right now? Instead of telling someone that I need to talk to them because I'm so mad at them, I'm choosing how I am being about that. Just check in with myself and say, well, what's really going on in here? What is this truly about that's coming up for me? That's the person that I really can love so much that I will speak with her first rather than have to go distract myself speaking to someone else to make my message heard or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Different way of living where you're going inside and checking in with yourself, because it's really never about someone else. There's something in us that is being affected within us, and it's our responsibility how we can navigate through those feelings instead of playing the victim that they're making us mad. See? Not amazing? So if you're feeling, what were you feeling towards yourself, if you don't mind me asking, Allie?
Well, I feel a lot of stress up here, like tension, and then when I think about it, when I ask, it's just a lot of you didn't work enough hours, you didn't do this. It's like the perfectionism crap.
So now you can hug the perfectionist, the I'm hard on you, the critical you. You can hug that. Make that your pillow right now. So we're gonna face our shadow right now. And if there's a resentful you somewhere in the pillow, so if Shantae, what would you call yours? If you can name her. Like for me, I think it's the I'm not worthy. I've had that.
Not enough.
I'm not worthy. And now
Mine is not speaking up.
Not speaking up.
So, yeah. Like choosing to just go along even though I was unhappy. Like just not having a voice.
So we want to hold that part of us that didn't have a voice. We want to actually feel into that part of us. Okay? Because we've all done the best we can, or else we would have done different. And so we want to step is embracing that aspect of you, having compassion for that part of you. You did the best you could. So you can hold that part of you and be with those emotions and just process it, breathe, feel it. And it's not a forcing the process. It's just feel what's there. Maybe she's sad that she did that. So let's take a moment, a few breaths. I'm going to be quiet here so that we can just sit with our whatever arises. And we're going to ask that part of us, how can I love you more? How can I support you more? What did I learn from you? What blessing are you bringing me? And let all those emotions come up, all those feelings. This is Tantra.
Fear comes up.
So we can just feel that fear. We're always going to have some fear come up. It just does. It's part of us. So we can ask it, what is there anything you want me to know? What can I learn from this? And sometimes it's just be with me. Just breathe with me. I love you. I'm here. I'm not going to leave you. I'm staying. You are such a badass. You're awesome. All of you. So as you're feeling the pillow, press the pillow down where your crotch area is, and you're going to breathe down into your genitals and breathe up to your heart. So we're going to go genitals to heart, down, up. And breathing down into your genitals. And just noticing how that feels, to feel everything, to feel your sexual energy, that aspect of you and your heart connecting. Embracing all of yourself. And for us to orgasm with our whole body, it helps us a lot to feel everything, to connect to everything. Because if we're holding in our hearts or we're holding in our genitals, when we release, when we have that orgasmic release, there's going to be blockages. So it's just like when we have a straw, let's just say, if you bend the straw, it's not going to be able to flow. When we have a whole body orgasm, everything has to be open to flow everything, all that energy. So what we're doing right now is actually preparing everyone to have a whole body orgasm, an orgasmic whole body experience in the future. Because we're clearing where we have blockages. Does that make sense? So you might be like, I'm in a Conscious Sex 101 class. Why are we talking about emotions and, feeling everything and processing and opening up? Does that make sense? And if anybody,
yes, it does.
yeah, like I had sexual trauma when I was 14. I did not want to have sex with this teenager, and I didn't say anything. I just be quiet. And that's been my lifelong with men, is really speaking up and honoring my truth, my true feelings. But see, my feelings didn't matter. So I just thought, let him have sex with me. It will be over, and then I could just go home. But with that came a lot of judgment about myself and self-hatred, and you didn't do anything. You let him have his way. You're damaged goods. You're not a virgin. It was 1,000 different things that I put on myself. It's like a curse. I put myself, my own, why didn't you do this? I was so angry that I didn't do anything, that I made myself tense up to the point where when I was married, I just thought sex was painful. Every time. It was not pleasurable. And I just assumed that sex is a painful thing. Can you believe that? So pleasure and sex did not go with me. And I had a lot of shame and guilt and self-hatred. So it created this knot inside my cervical area, my vagina, and a lot of tension. And So this healing journey has led me today. I'm very supple. I'm very soft down there and open, but strong when I need to be and orgasmic, you know. So I know the difference and how our emotions, how our words, our thoughts imprint in our cells. It's so true. And this is why this practice, before you go to sleep at night, you could take your pillow and check in with yourself. Okay, the day, what am I grateful for in the day? And before I go to sleep, is there anything I'm holding on to? Is there anything I want to forgive? This is a beautiful thing you could do, and do it with your legs open. And is there anything that I'm holding anywhere in my body that I want to embrace, that I want to feel, that I want to be holding space for? What am I going through right now? So you can be the witness to whatever sensations our egos basically, if we have any resentment, bitterness, anger, judgment, that's all our ego, and the soul can be there for the ego to process whatever it processed. So I love this exercise with the pillow. What did you all think of that?
I like it a lot.
I like it.
It's very
A
comfortable.
lot.
And I invite you to
Yeah.
be naked so that you can be in even,
I love being naked at home.
yay, in the future. Yeah.
Yay.
Hold on, somebody is just, while you're gone. Okay. Does anybody want to ask any other questions about conscious sex and Tantra? Anything you'd like to know, curiosities, even questions that you might think are, can I ask? I would love to just be an open space right now for your questions. Anything coming up for anyone? You can check in.
So how you said that you had a knot, you know, and will this help? Like, because that's how I feel. Like, I kind of, as you were telling your story, I was kind of thinking about like the things that happened to me as a child, and how I was with my ex-husband. Like, I was very like, and I'm getting emotional, but
So let's all
like
let's take a moment right now and just breathe, because that's what's alive in you right now. So let's all together breathe.
So it like sparked a memory for me, because the person who used to touch me used to come in the room and I would just ball up, and it just hit me that that's how I was towards sex, like just in a knot. So I really couldn't like enjoy it for me.
Yeah. When something happens to us in our childhood, and I mean, I think it's 1 out of every 3 women. Okay. So I can guess that 2 of us in this call, maybe it's just you and me, but I doubt it. And it's something that we don't talk about because there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of taboo and judgment about talking about these things. But a way of actually liberating ourselves is actually sharing your story. I mean, that's why a lot of us do that. So we could write about what happened. You can express it out through sounds too. And for example, something really powerful is to massage your vagina. And I will gift everybody the yoni massage audio. I made a yoni massage. I told you about this today, Shantae, right?
Yes, you did.
There's a massage where you massage your vagina, and some women are repulsed and they say, I don't touch my vagina. I had a client who, she only wore a glove when she touched her vagina. True story. She feels her vagina is dirty. And then we wonder why she's having some challenges down there. So how you perceive your vagina. Have you ever just thought to yourself, well, what do I think about my vagina? Do I think she's yummy and juicy and delicious and healthy and vibrant and orgasmic? Or is it a closet that is full of dust that I don't even want to open the door? And so how you feel about your vagina is going to create more of your vagina feeling. So what we can do is we can explore ourselves I'm just going to do this, pretending it's my vagina. You could just bring your hands, clean hands, of course, coconut oil, and whatever kind of oil you want to use, and just massage your lips. And you can notice what it feels like to touch your lips. Vagina lips, of course, is what I'm inferring. And what you can do is notice what comes up for you, because some of you might feel disgusted, some of you might feel ashamed, some of you, depending on how we were raised. I didn't even touch myself till I was 37 years old, because masturbation was devil, you know, it was dirty. This is how I was raised. My mom never told me not to masturbate. I just assumed that it was not a healthy thing because of the way I was raised. So I made up a story about it, and I would judge people if they would touch their genitals or talk about masturbation. I literally judged people up until I was 37 years old. And I cried so much that day, the first day that I ever touched myself, because, and I think it was a year after my divorce, okay? Because it was made me so sad at how much of my life I wasted judging my sexuality, my whoever ever brought up those topics, and it made me cry a lot. I cried a lot that night, and I orgasmed by myself because I thought, I can't believe I let my husband be in charge of my orgasms, you know, and I depended on someone to my fulfillment of my own sexual energy, my own sexuality, and how that disempowered me. And yet that was my reality for 37 years of my life. So it's a quite different life now. 9 years later, I feel much more empowered, fulfilled, and just joyful, rather than depending on someone to make me orgasm. So I'm not sure where I'm going with that one, but I hope that brings meaning for some people.
Yeah.
Shantae, do I still have you there?
Yes, you still have me.
The self-pleasure in the vagina, you know, back to that. Touch yourself, and inside your vagina, when you go inside, I would highly recommend everyone doing an exercise like this with coconut oil, and asking your walls, you know, how are my vagina walls? How do the walls feel? Do they feel tight? Can I even get my finger in there, or do I feel it's too much pressure? And I mean, if you all know how to do massage, you can massage the sides of the walls of your vagina inside.
Wow.
You can literally do this. It's a smooth muscle. But for some women, they have a contracted vagina, very tight vagina. And maybe it's even painful. There's vulvodynia, women that just have chronic pain down there. So that for those, you could put a hot towel and just breathe. And that might be, or steaming, vagina steaming feels really good to put, but that's a whole other topic.
I've done it like during masturbation or something, but I do not like putting my fingers inside my vagina. It's not my favorite. So I should explore that.
Just maybe put a hot towel at the opening and just breathe, and that's it. Because what you're doing is you're creating mirror neurons that are creating positive sensation. So to put your finger is way too much. Just on the outside, you can just put your hand or a towel, a warm towel, and breathe and feel and expand, and that's it. And be okay with that. So somebody might be like, I got to get my finger in there. I can't believe I can't get my finger in there. I'm so upset at myself. That's not going to condone.
Help. No.
So,
No, I could get my finger in, but I don't like this. It feels weird in there to me.
so what if I could just witness the weird feeling perception and still be there? What if I could still feel that I feel weird, and I could just breathe those weird emotion feelings, and there goes the weird.
Okay.
I did that again. And you ask yourself also eventually, after processing that, how would I like to feel about my vagina? How would I like to feel about my genitals? What would be my ideal relationship with my vagina? So for me, for example, I would like to feel more empowered in general in all areas of my life. And I have this fear that came up creating the Conscious Sex 101 class, because people are going to start associating sex with Michelle Ava, like that's it. And I do so much more. However, That's really what I'm passionate about. What we're doing right now here, healing our vaginas, connecting to our sexuality, our sexual energy, is my passion. So I'm letting go of all of those fears, and I'm doing this class because someone needs to talk about this stuff. Where else do you go, right?
So
You're right.
you're talking about masturbation. Because I masturbate, but
Let me make myself come. So Tantra is not about, oh my God, Tantra is about feeling everything. So if you're a painful vagina and you're trying to make that vagina orgasm because you want to just orgasm, you're missing the relationship of that connection that you could be having, that intimacy, by exploring the fact that you're having this resistance. So a tantric practice would be allowing yourself to be wherever you're uncomfortable and breathe and hold space for yourself lovingly, kindly, and you can connect to, how can I support my vagina right now? I really want to open up with myself, and a part of that would be accepting that maybe it doesn't feel like it wants to be touched right now, but you're still gonna maybe be there, not intruding, but be with those feelings of weird, how you said it feels weird to touch myself. So what if a step going through that would be to just be feeling weird and let yourself feel that without judgment about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And then all of a sudden your vagina is going to be like, okay, you can come in a little more.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're no longer judging yourself, so you're no longer stressing yourself out. You're welcoming it, you're inviting it, you're saying you're okay. Even though you might feel weird, I love you, I'm here. Okay, that was just a thought. That was just a feeling, and I love you. I love you, vagina. You matter. I want to get to know you better in my life. You could even talk like that.
I talk like that to my bowels, but not my vagina.
Not yet, though. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Up until
Yeah.
now. So we can speak like that. Up until now.
Until now.
Yeah, does that help? All the time, just say, up until now, up until right now.
Up until before.
Mm-hmm. Because the truth is, we're energy. So the minute we shift our focus, we are changing our reality. We are so dynamic. So a lot of us are the same because we keep saying the same thing. Amazing, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about the stress in my chest and the fact that I'm resisting it has probably caused it to, not go away because I'm resisting it. Instead of saying, all right, well,
I'm
the
resistant.
chest is tight.
Love the resistance. Here we go. I'm just gonna love my resistance. I'm gonna be okay even if I am resisting. And you can feel the connection to the resistant you. And she doesn't have to change. You're just accepting her. Because if we want her to change, then there's something wrong. And we're wanting something. So this moment is not enough. Does this make sense? This is really powerful information that can change everything for people. Because if you don't like that you're in pain, or if you don't like that you're resentful, or if you don't like that you're a perfectionist, that right there is further perpetuating that thing in you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm in trouble. I was in trouble up to now.
Awesome!
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay. Any other questions? Because I'd love to do a little activation before we close the class. A little sexual activation. Would you all like that?
Sure.
You have questions about orgasm?
Sure.
What's going on in your life that you have questions about before we close?
Sure. Questions now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were talking about orgasm. So when I masturbate, you probably are talking about conscious masturbation, right? Because I was fantasized.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
So energetic is, first of all, we're going to breathe with our diaphragm. So are you all aware of how to activate your diaphragm breathing?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So a lot of it, some of us breathe upper chest. So upper chest breathing, I don't know how much you could see this, but maybe I'll just do this.
Upper chest breathing, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to use it. It's a bralette. I'm not, yeah, it's still G-rated. I'm going to
It's
do this.
pretty.
I'm going to expose. Okay, so look at my chest here. This is upper chest breathing. This is stressed out breathing.
That's me.
You see how all my muscles, okay, and then
Oh,
diaphragmatic breathing is this. I'm going to expand my belly here. So do this. See how my belly's inflating and I'm overinflating? And then
it feels uncomfortable to do that.
if you look at the front, just look at my shoulders. I'm doing diaphragmatic breathing now. Notice how my shoulders don't move, right? But my belly is expanding. So it's the movement is abdominal, pelvic floor expands, and chest, but the shoulders don't elevate. I mean, I'm over exaggerating. And an easy way to do this is laying down with your hands on your chest, hands on your belly, and you can feel the belly. The belly expands because there's no bones there. There's nothing blocking it. And it's a wonderful exercise to get in that position. What I recommend is for everybody, if you can, that pillow that you had, you can do this on your bed. I'm on my bed. I probably should have written this before, is get on your bed for the class.
I know.
This is my bed. And I just took the pillow.
What a comfy bed.
I'm going to lay down. Thank you. After my divorce, I got a king-size bed.
Oh, it's awesome.
That was very healing for me. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to, I don't even, yeah. Okay, so you could see me, right?
Yeah, I see.
This is our sexual activation position where I'm on the pillow and I'm bringing the soles of my feet together and my knees wide apart. So it's Baddha Konasana in yoga. Soles of the feet together, knees wide apart. Everybody saw that? Everybody clear on that?
Mm-hmm.
I wish we could all do this. Is there any possibility?
Yeah, I could probably lay on the floor, but maybe I'll get my yoga mat. I don't know.
Get comfortable. We're gonna diaphragmatically breathe together because when we diaphragm breathe, we're peaceful, we're relaxed, and that's gonna open us up more to our orgasmic bliss.
Oh, having
Is
my
the
legs like that
pillow
makes it easier
under
to
your
breathe.
back?
What? Yeah, the pillow.
Is the pillow under your
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason why I do that is because of my background as a physical therapist. Your back is going into extension, your heart is open, and all your chakras are more open in this position. You notice that?
My chest pressure is going away.
Oh, that's awesome. This is called therapeutic. Feel underneath. Everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
So what we're gonna do is, the very first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a moment to put our hands on our belly and we're gonna create circles of love over our tummy. And you're also gonna caress over your vagina. So you can just watch me here. Or if you're on the phone, Shantae, you can't see me, right?
Yes, I can see you.
Oh, you do? Okay. Awesome. So I'm just swirling my hands around. Everybody can see me, right? I'm doing clockwise circles, but I'm also going over my vagina. And mind you, of course, you would do this naked, right? And you're just gonna breathe, expanding your tummy. It's easier to do this in this position.
It is.
This is so good for your digestion. So if anybody's ever constipated, or if anybody holds in your gut, like before you do a talk, you get nervous, anybody holding in their gut, this is wonderful for that. So we're opening up the root, the vagina, the belly, and now we're going to go up to the heart. So we're going to massage, stroke over our heart, then back down, genitals, and then swoop up, back up to the heart, the breasts, and we're creating these positive connections of our bodies feeling good. And for some of us, you might feel a little awkward, maybe, but eventually the oxytocin, the endorphins kick in, all those feel-good hormones, and the brain is accepting this. If anything awkward arises, just breathe and feel and flow, and it's okay. You're safe. It's okay.
This is great.
It's a form of self-love. Deep breath in. You can have a ritual of self-love every night before you go to bed. You don't even have to use oil. You don't have to make it so, don't let that stop you. You're caressing yourself. So what you're doing right now is you're bringing all the attention, the awareness to yourself. You are making yourself a priority. You are listening to yourself. You're feeling yourself. So if you want to be in a relationship that is authentic, feeling, present, then you're going to do this, because you're going to attract what you are, right? If you make time for yourself and you're in your schedule, you're going to attract someone who makes time for you. That's how it works. Isn't that amazing? And a person that makes time for themselves. And that's what we want, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I highly encourage us to do this, even if it's just 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And what we're going to do now is we're going to swoop down and up. Just watch my hands here. I'm swooping down and back up. My thighs. You can play with the stimulation, so you could scratch over your inner thighs, go closer to your flower, and it's very tickly down there, and then expand out and notice how that feels to scratch. And you could play with the different ways of stimulating yourself. You could do deeper touch, lighter touch, and notice the different sensations. Does one feel more arousing? Does one feel more comfortable? You're exploring yourself and noticing how that feels. And I know we're in a group call right now, but eventually what you would want to do is stroke down and up your labias, the outer lips. And it feels really relaxing and very comforting to massage our labias, which is not the main purpose of this class, but I'm just kind of giving you the cliff notes. But in the Conscious Sex 101 class, I'm going to go into detail with this. But right now it's just like a little intro. And you can explore, how does it feel to touch myself? Okay, maybe it feels uncomfortable. Maybe it feels, I can't believe I'm doing this. So just feel whatever comes up and then breathe and flow. And to your heart. We're all gonna sleep like babies tonight. And you can go back to the vagina. Are you holding any resentment, any tightness, any bitterness? How do you feel, vagina? How do you feel, ovaries and uterus? How do I feel about my femininity, my sexuality? So you check in with yourself, and you can pause there. And I invite you all to, if you can, when I stop the recording, to get naked, get some coconut oil, and stimulate your labias, stimulate your vagina, around your clitoris, go inside your G-spot, the vaginal walls. In the Conscious Sex 101 class, I made a video on how to locate the G-spot. So there's certain videos that you're going to get access to that are more
Awesome.
intimate, that are going to give you very, very, clear explanation. But for today, thank you so much for joining on this call. I'm noticing the time and it's 9:47. I'm so sorry if anybody had to go. But do you all feel different right now just from what we just did? I just would love to share before I close.
Oh, that last exercise was like transforming.
Because I feel more energized right now.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
And I'm actually really grateful that I wore this outfit because I got to touch myself over my clothes without, I could really feel it.
Right, right.
I'm just wearing my leggings and my little bralette. So just me stimulating myself with intention to just feel is arousing, because we are sexual beings. So another aspect of this Conscious Sex 101 class will be discovering where are my spots, where am I most turned on and electrically. And that's something you could do tonight. You can explore your body naked by yourself and just be curious. If I touch the back of my ears, does it feel good? If I caress the back of my neck, how does that feel? So remember, when you take time to explore your sexual energy flow, you're creating this field of energy, of sexual energy flow, which is going to attract a person that flows their sexual energy. Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Completely.
You want to attract a
Completely.
live person that's connected, be that alive person that's connected. And you can name yourself. So what's your little sexual conscious sex goddess name? If you want to give yourself a name. Like today I gave myself the name Shira for my warrior badass goddess, my Wonder Woman energy. That's Shira Michelle. I just named myself. So when I want to write my book and I want to run away from writing my book, I'm going to get Shira to coach me back lovingly and get me to sit my ass down. So that's my new way of lovingly bringing myself. And then if that scared Michelle needs me to hug a pillow and be holding space, I'm going to do that too. And so these are some tools that help me to do what I'm doing. And I'm feeling, I love my life. I feel I'm really living on purpose and passionately, and there's never a dull moment.
No.
For me.
I'm thinking of my name. I'm thinking of a name.
Awesome. Yeah. If you want to declare your name right now, I'd love to hear.
No, I don't. It's something that's going to be like a badass, but I can't think of the name. I'm thinking of that movie with that woman that she was like a warrior. What's her name? I forget.
Shira to me is the name. Like for me, that kind of. But then there's also like neroli. I love that the scent neroli, like the Egyptian.
Yeah.
Cleopatra energy with the long neck, and I was like,
Cleopatra energy. That's nice.
Mm-hmm. And I love Wonder Woman. I love the first part
Wonder
of
Woman.
They're on the island with all the women and the horses, and it's like women rule. That's the energy. I want to get an outfit like that and just dress up.
Is what? Yeah, exactly.
I'll be like, hi. Next one, we'll wear a warrior goddess outfit. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Do you all feel how there's a different vibe on this call right now after what we did?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's calming.
Mm-hmm. So pet your beautiful flowers, caress them. They matter. We have a lot of pleasure nerves in our vagina. The clitoris has 9,000 pleasure nerve endings.
9,000?
9,000 or more. And, another thing that I will be teaching is more about our G-spot, because that's a very important part of the body. And the prostate is the man's G-spot.
Yeah.
And so many men have no idea what that prostate is for, or the woman's G-spot. So when we discover these parts that are so rich in pleasure nerves, we get to experience a deeper, fuller orgasm. And why not? Why
Yeah.
not experience that? So thank you, everyone. Does anybody have any other questions or closing comments before we go?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Was it beneficial to you all? Did you enjoy this experience?
Yes, it was a
Yeah.
great experience. Thank you.
Very, very much. Thank you. Yeah.
I will send you all the recording of this. And
Can I like share it with my boyfriend?
of course,
Okay.
you can share it with your boyfriend. We said that from the beginning, right?
Yeah, I sent him the link, but it was late when I sent it to him. So
I love you all. Thank you for being a part of it. And if there's anything else you want more about, let us know. And if you want to learn more about the upcoming class, the Conscious Sex 101, it's going to be, I'll send everybody a link. You can look at that over. And if there's any other topics you want me to make videos about on my YouTube channel, any other questions, I'm here.
how do we find your YouTube channel?
Hmm?
How do I find your YouTube channel?
It's Michelle ALVA, my name, TV. There's new videos there every other day, and
Oh wow.
yeah, and I created a video series for couples. I had a beautiful person that partnered up with me, and we literally made Tantra for couples intro videos.
Oh nice.
Really nice. Even if you're single, it's beautiful to watch this because
Yeah.
basically it's inspiring what we want to create. And I felt so good that day. I was like so high from doing Tantra for 4 hours. It was so-
Wow.
I
Yeah.
was fully clothed. That's the other thing, is I wanted to make it G-rated so that it's not something that turns into, it's kindergarten for beginners.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's funny because I feel I had all this like tightness in my head and my chest, and now I feel like it's going down. If
That's
that
great.
makes any
So
sense.
powerful.
Yeah, right?
Everyone, have a beautiful night, and let's keep in touch. Just message me. Any feedback, I'm here for you all, okay?
Okay.
Mwah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.